my lady, she made me hot tea and she was like, it's that or pills. And I was like, oh, God, I hate taking pills. So I'm like, fine. I'll do the hot.
I have met more people that do not like taking pills than I ever thought I would.
I hate doing it.
Like, I don't really have an issue with it, but it seems like other people just fucking cannot. And I'm just like,
did I send you the snap of the pills she made me take the other day?
Yeah, I remember calling them horse pills because they were still huge, even from my standards of a pill.
Massive, dog. I'm like, how's that going to fit down my throat? And she was like, I don't know. You're going to make it. I was like, all right. She's at a point now where I'll take them and I'll do the water and everything. And she'll be like, did you throw them beside your mouth? And I'm like, no. And she'll literally like grab my face.
Open up, stick your tongue out.
Yeah. She don't trust me.
Say
I don't get it. Say I
feel like, I mean, everything she doesn't trust you for, you've always come in after the fact and given plenty of reason for her to not trust you. So,
what are you talking about?
So what have you done in the past taking pills like the snacks?
All right.
You know, she always find the hidden spot, and then as soon as it's gone, and she's like, "Did you eat it?" And you're like, "No." She knows you're fucking lying.
No, of course I wouldn't do that because she told me not to.
Now the pills. What did you do?
Flushed them in the toilet. Throw them in the trash. Bro, she hates giving me medicine and trying to get me to take medicine. It's one of the worst things she has to go through when I'm sick, dude. Like, she dreads it because she knows that I'm going to try to find a way to get out of it. Bro, my ancestors survived in the jungle, dog. I can survive. And she's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Your ancestors lived till 40. It's
so
that.
You gotta take this pill that's as big as your big toe. No! She's even got to the point where she said, if I bring you into the doctor's office and they're like, yo, we got to get him to take these pills, she's going to be like, you got to put it in a liquid. You got to put it in a liquid. You got to give him a shot. You got to give him something. He's not going to do the pills.
That's me when it comes to shots. Because I'm pretty sure every time I'm like going to a doctor's appointment, my mom always calls me up and is like, make sure they do a full blood test, do this test, do that test. And I was just like, that's a lot of needles. I don't want to do any of that.
Bro, I went to the doctor's office for the first time in a while, like a couple of years ago. I went to the Hope Clinic.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, all right, we're going to take a blood test. And immediately I was like, I just came in here because my head's been hurting. I didn't ask for this. Yeah. And she was like, no, it's procedure. I was like, well, make it not procedure. All right.
Yeah. I mean, my mom, when she was married to my stepdad at the time, he went to the doctor and I think they had to draw blood. And he said, you got one time to stick me. And if you miss, I'm leaving. She missed. And he left. And he had to go back the next day because they still need to do the test.
Dude, I did the worst thing you could possibly do. The worst thing.
What?
So, like, do they usually get you right here?
Like when they fucking find a vein, last time they had to do the fucking back of my hand after sticking me 6 times. I was so pissed that day. Man. But continue.
For listeners, the crease of like your elbow on your inner arm, right? She put that needle right here. And she said, don't move. I moved. She put the needle, vein, I yanked, it popped my vein. And that shit hurt like a bitch, dude. Oh my God. I started screaming. So I must have traumatized every kid in that waiting room whose mom was saying, it's going to be all right, sweetie. And they just hear my ass. Ah!
Dude,
that shit hurt so bad.
I have to continue with this story because look, okay, I went to the doctor and this was one of the times my mom called me up and was just like, make sure they run all these tests. And I was like, fine, sure. She sticks me this arm 3 times, 3 slightly different locations. She's like, I see the vein. I feel the vein right here. Okay, hit it. She misses. She's like, okay, we're going to switch to the other arm. Maybe see if we'll get an easier time. Same thing. And then she eventually calls the doctor in. She's like, let's see if you can get it. The doctor's like, what have you tried? She's like, both arms. She's like, okay, we'll try this hand. Or no, actually start with the right hand. Yeah. Stuck me once, said, couldn't find it. Let's go the other hand. Found it, almost blew a vein. Like, that shit started puffing up, and she was like, yeah, we don't have long, so let's try and get this blood out. I was like, please?
See, I would be like, what do you mean we don't have long? What does that mean? Tell me what that means.
I was like, what do you mean? She's like, that vein's about to blow, and I was like, what do you mean?
Dude, I do not envy my lady. She has this condition where her veins are like squiggly. Like, you know how veins are usually like just straight up and down, like they curve sometimes or whatever?
Yeah.
Her veins like a snake formation, right? So every time she hates getting her blood drawn because they can never find the vein properly, and they have legitimately poked her where they usually poke her and just dug around. Just wiggled the needle in her for a good like 10 seconds before pulling out and moving to another spot and doing it again and again. She is in tears. And she has come back to the car in tears, like screaming, saying, oh my, I hate this so much. And I'm like, yeah, bro, I could not. I would start punching people. They would have to tie my ass down.
Dude, you're calling the cops. I'm going to jail. I'm sorry. Like, you do that shit to me, we're going to have some fucking issues. Like, there's no fucking way you're going to stick a needle in my arm and fucking dig a... Hell no.
And start digging? Trying to
Hell
find
no.
It? Nah, bro.
I'm throwing a fist so fast. So fast. That is not happening to me. Fuck no. Fuck that. That's why I hate needles.
Rolling up a little bit of pie. Rolling with some shit that's fine. Fine shit hard on a 9. I'm rubbing on the tabs on the spine. Rolling through in the 8M. Wake up, be on the grind. Serving at 6:15. Serving in the 615.